History remembers the Peach Garden Oath as a story of brotherhood. 3 men, 1 promise, a bond stronger than blood. But that is the romantic version. What if the Peach Garden Oath was not just about friendship? What if it was something far more practical and far more dangerous? At the end of the Han Dynasty, China was falling apart. Power was fragmented, trust was rare, survival depended not only on strength, but on loyalty. And loyalty was a resource. Unlike Cao Cao, who relied on institutions, discipline, and fear, Liu Bei had almost nothing. No territory, no powerful family background, no army to speak of. What Liu Bei did have was a deep understanding of people. In a world where alliances shifted constantly, he realized something crucial. People don't risk their lives for plans. They risk their lives for stories. The Peach Garden Oath was that story. When Liu Bei, Guan Yu, and Zhang Fei swore brotherhood, they were not just making a personal promise. They were creating a public narrative. A narrative that said, we are bound by loyalty. We do not abandon each other. We fight for something greater than ourselves. In chaotic times, this kind of message is incredibly powerful. It creates certainty where there is none. It creates trust in a world built on betrayal. And most importantly, it turns individuals into symbols. This is not unique to ancient China. In modern society, we see the same mechanism again and again. Startups call themselves families. Movements speak of brothers and sisters. Organizations build identity around shared sacrifice and moral purpose. Because loyalty scales. Once people believe they are part of something meaningful, they will tolerate hardship, loss, and even injustice as long as the story holds. The Peach Garden Oath did exactly that. It transformed Liu Bei from a weak, wandering figure into the center of a moral universe. But every powerful story comes with a cost. When loyalty becomes sacred, choice becomes limited. If you disagree, you betray. If you leave, you abandon. If you hesitate, you fail to promise. This is where the Peach Garden Oath becomes dangerous. Because once loyalty is elevated above outcomes, people stop asking whether the path still makes sense. They ask only whether they are being loyal enough. We often praise Guan Yu as the ultimate symbol of loyalty, but loyalty was not just his virtue. It was also his cage. Time and again, Guan Yu made decisions not based on strategy, but on what loyalty demanded of him. And those decisions eventually led to disaster. This pattern is not ancient. It is deeply modern. We see it when employees stay in toxic workplaces because they believe they owe the company. We see it when people remain in harmful relationships because leaving feels like betrayal. We see it when leaders demand loyalty instead of accountability. The Peach Garden Oath shows us something uncomfortable. Loyalty can unite, but it can also blind. Liu Bei understood this power. He may not have predicted every consequence, but he knew exactly what kind of bond he was creating. Unlike Cao Cao, who built systems, Liu Bei built meaning. And meaning is far harder to abandon than fear. History often frames the 3 kingdoms as a battle between good and evil. But a more honest view is this. It was a competition between different ways of organizing human behavior. Cao Cao chose order through control. Liu Bei chose order through belief. Neither path was clean. Neither path was free. The Peach Garden Oath was not a lie, but it was not innocent either. It was a deliberate choice to bind people together through moral obligation, a force strong enough to build a kingdom and strong enough to destroy those who could not escape it. So when we admire the story of brotherhood, we should also ask a harder question. When loyalty becomes the highest virtue, what happens to those who can no longer carry it? And in our own lives, how often do we stay? Not because it is right, but because leaving feels unforgivable.